Welcome to this video, where we'll explore the 7 steps to heal generational trauma based on Mark Wolyn's book, It Didn't Start With You. Get ready to break free from the past and create a brighter future. We carry the stories, the heartbreaks, and the resilience of those who came before us. Today, we're diving deep into understanding how these inherited narratives shape our lives and how we can begin to heal from them. It's about reclaiming our stories and rewriting our futures. Are you ready? Let's begin. Step 1 is all about awareness. Ask yourself, what are the stories that have been told and retold in my family? Families often have unspoken rules and patterns of behavior passed down like heirlooms. These patterns, stemming from our ancestors' experiences, can unknowingly influence our lives. Becoming aware of these patterns is like turning on a light in a dark room. You might start to notice, oh, that's where this anxiety comes from, or that's why I react this way in relationships. Think about the stories you've heard about your grandparents, great-grandparents, or even further back. Were there any major upheavals, wars, economic hardships, immigration stories? These events leave a mark. Remember, awareness isn't about blame. It's about acknowledging the threads that connect us to our past and how they might be influencing our present. Step 2 is about identifying the source of the trauma. Now that we're aware of the patterns in our families, it's time to delve deeper and ask, who was the original person affected? Who experienced a significant loss? Who faced hardship or injustice? Often the trauma we carry isn't our own. It's the echo of an ancestor's pain. Maybe it was a grandparent who lived through a war, a great-grandmother who experienced the death of a child, or even a family secret that's been shrouded in silence for generations. Identifying the source is not about judging our ancestors. It's about understanding their experiences and how they might have shaped the family's emotional landscape. This step can be challenging. It might require having difficult conversations with family members or researching your family history. There are resources available, like therapists specializing in generational trauma, who can guide you through this process with sensitivity and care. Step 3 is about understanding the language. Every family has its own unique way of communicating, a language often shaped by its history and experiences. What are the words or phrases you've heard repeatedly in your family? These might be seemingly innocuous sayings or beliefs passed down through generations. Think about the messages you received growing up about love, money, success, or failure. Understanding the language of your family is about decoding these messages and recognizing how they might be influencing your beliefs and behaviors today. By understanding the language of our families, we can begin to identify and challenge the limiting beliefs we may have unconsciously internalized. We can start to rewrite these scripts with more empowering and authentic narratives. Chapter 4. Connect the dots. Bridging the gap between past and present. Step 4 is where we start to connect the dots. We've explored our family's stories, identified the source of the trauma, and decoded the language that has been passed down. Now it's time to ask ourselves, how has all of this affected my life and relationships? This step is about recognizing the patterns in our own lives and seeing how they might be connected to our family history. Maybe you struggle with intimacy because your grandparents had a distant and loveless marriage. Or perhaps you have an unhealthy relationship with money because your family experienced financial hardship during the Great Depression. The key here is to approach these connections with curiosity and compassion, not judgment. It's about understanding the roots of our patterns so that we can begin to heal and create a different future for ourselves. Seek support from trusted friends, family members, or therapists who can offer a safe and compassionate space for you to explore these connections. Chapter 5. Release the trauma, breaking free from the grip of the past. Step 5 is about releasing the trauma. We've spent time understanding our family history, identifying the source of the pain, and recognizing its impact on our lives. Now it's time to begin the process of letting go. This step is about releasing the emotional and energetic weight of the past that we've been carrying, often unknowingly, for far too long. There are many powerful tools and practices that can support us in this process of release. Creative expression, such as journaling, painting, or dancing, can provide a healthy outlet for releasing pent-up emotions. Remember, releasing trauma is not a one-time event. It's a process that requires patience, compassion, and ongoing commitment. Chapter 6. Reclaim your story. Rewriting the narrative of your life. Step 6 is where we reclaim our stories. We've begun to heal the wounds of the past, and now it's time to step into our power and write a new chapter. This is where we get to decide who we want to be, independent of the stories that have been passed down to us. For so long, we might have defined ourselves by the narratives we inherited, the stories of hardship, struggle, or unfulfilled dreams. But now, we have the opportunity to redefine what it means to be a member of our families. We can choose to repeat the patterns of our ancestors, or we can choose to break free and create a new legacy for ourselves and for generations to come. It's about giving ourselves permission to be different, to break free from the expectations of the past, and to write a story that is uniquely and authentically our own. Chapter 7. Integrate and heal, embracing compassion and moving forward. Step 7 is about integration and healing. We've uncovered our family's hidden narratives, released the trauma of the past, and reclaimed our stories. Now, it's time to weave all of this together and move forward with compassion and self-awareness. This step is about recognizing that healing is not a destination. It's a lifelong journey. It's about integrating the lessons we've learned and using them to create a more meaningful and fulfilling life. We begin to recognize that our imperfections and vulnerabilities are not flaws, but rather opportunities for growth and connection. As we heal, we also start to heal the generations that came before us and the generations that will come after us. We break the cycle of pain and trauma, paving the way for a brighter future for ourselves and our families. With each step we take towards healing, we move closer to a place of wholeness, authenticity, and peace. Your journey to healing. Creating a brighter future, one step at a time. Healing generational trauma takes time and courage, but following these 7 steps can help you break free from the past and create a brighter future. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploration and healing. Remember, you are not alone. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content on healing and personal growth.